Hi, I'm Danny with BuyTwoWayRadios.com. In this video, we're going to unbox the Leixen VV-898 UHF-VHF dual band mobile two-way radio. This is an extremely compact radio that's small enough to fit in your hand, but big enough to deliver the standard features expected of a typical mobile radio. We're not going to go through a long tutorial on all the features of the radio. We're simply going to show you what's inside the box, power it up, and take you through the menu settings. Let's open it up and take a look. Okay, like I said before, in this video we're going to look at the Leixen VV-898 mobile radio. Now this radio has 10 watts of power, which is less than you're normally going to see in a mobile. Normally they're at 50, but 10 is usually going to be more than sufficient. The important thing about this radio, the thing everybody seems to like, is the size. This is an incredibly tiny radio, and the price is a very good value. It sells for around $150, and for a radio that does what this radio does and is the size of this radio, that is a very good deal, and people seem to love it. It gets a lot of attention when we go to Hamfest and when people see it in person. So hopefully this video will give you an idea of what those guys are seeing at our booths. To begin with, everything you see is in the box here. Not too impressive with the box, but let's see what's inside. First of all, we have a manual, which is fairly descriptive. It's not as bad as some manuals from the imported Chinese radios that we've seen. So it gets the job done. It's not great, but it's all right. The mic feels kind of light, doesn't feel incredibly durable, but again, I'm sure it will get the job done as well. RJ45 type connection to the radio. This is the programming cable for the radio. It's USB. We include this with the purchase of the radio. You may see some dealers for this radio that do not include this, but we add it to the package. It's a mic clip with screws. And the DC power connection for wiring it into your vehicle. It's a T-type connector with a fuse. We have a mounting bracket. And now let's get to the radio. Also programming software and drivers. All right. I mean, the thing that really stands out about this radio is the size. I mean, we're at about half the depth of a normal mobile radio or a typical mobile radio. And that gives you a lot more options as far as where to install this. And when people see this radio, they think, oh, you know, I've got this vehicle that's newer and it's kind of hard to install a mobile radio into. I can just Velcro this somewhere, or I can put it in a compartment that's, you know, probably designed for something else. But we're looking at maybe an inch, inch and a half tall and 3 inches deep, maybe 4 inches wide. Very small. We have along the front the buttons, channel plus minus. We have a few programmable keys, P1 through 3, power, and volume. You can also control some of these as well from the hand mic. Give me just a second. I'll power this up and we can take a look at the display. Okay, we're back. I've got the VV-898 here connected to a power supply. So let's turn on the display and take a look at what it looks like. Begin with, you're going to notice that it's probably not as fancy looking as some of the other mobiles, but keep in mind there's a lot less area. Because this radio is so small, you've got a lot less area to work with on the display. So really it's just going to show the frequencies with a few icons and the channel number and such. I'm going to take you through the menu. I'm not going to spend a lot of time because there's so many menu options. I'm not going to spend a lot of time describing each one. You can pull up the owner's manual on our website if you're curious about what any of the individual options are, but I am going to take you through the menu so you see what's available. And that's it, 50 options. A few features that I'd like to point out this radio has. Number of channels, supports 199. It also has an FM radio built in. Again, it's 10 watts maximum, but there's also a low power mode which puts out 4 watts. This is Part 90 type accepted, so it can be legally used for business purposes, and it supports 2.5K step, so that all narrowband frequencies can be input. A few other things, let's take a look at the back. I don't believe I showed you that earlier. There's an audio connector here, and of course a UHF female connector. I believe there may be a few versions of this radio out there, some with a BNC antenna connector, but we stock the UHF female version. Also, keep coming back to the size, but the size of this radio really is the advantage. To give you an idea of the size, I've got a UV5R. Most of you probably already have a UV5R. So to give you an idea, the footprint of this radio isn't much larger than that of a UV5R radio. Also for comparison, I have an iPhone 5, and the iPhone 5 is taller than the VV-898 is wide. So I'm going to power this down. Oh, let me show you the volume as well. I was really impressed with the loudness of this radio. So fairly loud. I mean that's I don't know if that's coming through, but that's very loud from where I'm sitting. I'm going to power this down, and that's going to conclude our unboxing. This has been an unboxing of the VV-898 UHF VHF dual band mobile radio from Leixen. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to give us a call, email us, or enter our live chat at buy2wayradios.com. If you like this video and want to see others like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/buy2wayradios. I'm Danny, and thanks for watching.